Welcome back. If you're first tuning in, this is episode 14 of our podcast, the Culture Cousins podcast. I'm Tiffany,
I'm Zarina.
and we are two cousins criticizing the culture, and we know you can relate. Um, to get started, we are going to go ahead and talk about um, our mental health check-in. So I guess, kind of start this week. Um, for me, I'm actually feeling kind of okay, a little better. Okay, I'm doing good. Just kind of like trying to figure out different things I want to do. Um, for as creatively, I guess I feel motivated. Been working on a couple ideas. Just also been kind of, I guess I've been kind of taking a break from creating a little bit, which was needed because a lot of times I just kind of stress out about what I want to put out, what ideas. So just taking some time away from that, just to kind of like chill and get re-inspired. Um, Work wise, it's going cool. No complaints really. Sometimes it's just stressful, but it comes with the territory. Um, Personally, I feel like um, content right now. Not really super stressed or not super happy, but just like in a good medium. Um, I'm putting on my, I guess, to-do list goals for this quarter, just to kind of find more fun things to do. Not so much just work all the time, or assisting others all the time. Just kind of making some more, but making myself a priority. Um, but yeah, things are going pretty okay. I really can't complain this episode. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Me, I've been distressed, like mentally, like distressed. Just like being a parent, I honestly like I can't even act like I like it. Like I I hate being a parent so much. Like and not necessarily like being a mom, but just all that comes with being a parent and having that responsibility. Like it's just you have to worry about other people's opinions and it's just like when you live with older people or people who think they know more or are more experienced in like the child department, it's like you can't really have your own opinion and you can't, it's hard to grow as a parent yourself because I saw this post, and it was like as soon as your child is born, a mother is born. Like, so that new version of you or whatever is born the same time your child is. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's just like I can't even really like parent my own way because like the topic of spanking always comes up because he's getting like in his toddler age and it's like for me personally it's just like I don't want to pass down that trauma. Like I don't want him to be able I don't want him to say, yeah, when I was little my mom beating me up, like she tore my behind up. Like I don't want my child to say that about me. Like that's kind of like, no, I don't want him to associate that with me, like, and then I don't want him to pass that on to his kids. Like, I don't know. And it's just like, it's like, I can get that he's getting more rambunctious and whatnot, but I feel like there's a lot of other ways you can discipline your child and still be authoritative without hitting them. Like, that can't be the only way. Because I mean, like for example, like if you start spanking your kids to get them to do what you want, and if whether it works or not, it's something that you're doing that's consistent. And I
Sorry.
feel like whatever you choose to do regarding like disciplining, well, as long as you're consistent with it, then it should work.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's just like if I were to try the gentle parent approach to whatever. Like I feel like you can, it's not gonna work the first time you do it. Just how when you spank a kid, they're not gonna listen every time. They're gonna keep acting up and keep acting up. So I feel like if I could choose between hitting my child and just doing the gentle parent approach, I mean, I feel like, they're going to cry either way. If you take something from them, they're going to cry. So I feel like either way, they're going to cry. And it's just like, for me, I feel like it's weird to me. It doesn't feel right in my spirit to hit a child because they're crying or because they're throwing a temper tantrum, because that's the only way they know how to express their emotions. They're not being bad, they're not acting up, they're like, I just don't. I mean, I get it's just trauma passed down from generations, but it just, to me, it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it makes more sense to be gentle. I mean, of course, I mean, you can't always, I'm not saying be a pushover or let your kid walk all over you, but I feel like there's a fair medium somewhere,
Right.
and people act like it's not. And it's just like, it's very hard to do that, because it's like, how people say you either like fight or flight or whatever. But I just feel like sometimes, like when he is acting up or whatever, and I'm around a bunch of other people and everyone's like yelling at me and forcing me to spank him, and like, spank him, spank him, spank him, spank him, like everybody wants me to spank him so bad, it's weird. And it's just like, and then it's like, from another thing, I don't like being told what to do. Like, I don't like being told what to do. So it's just like, I just shut down. Like, I just shut down completely. Like, and like, I feel like a few months ago, like, I got to a point where I just pretty much exploded. And that's how I feel now. Like, I feel like I'm going to explode. Like, that's how overwhelmed I feel. Like, I feel like a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Do you think maybe just like, having that conversation and just saying like, I get that, you know, spanking is probably like what y'all use to do X, Y, and Z, but I want to take, a different approach.
yeah.
Um,
And it's just like, I feel like if I try to do that, it's just like if I did that, and they were like, okay, and then let's say like he acts up or whatever
mm-hmm.
again, maybe like on another occasion, and then everybody was like, I feel like they're gonna like take that opportunity to rub it in if
Mm-hmm.
what I do doesn't work. Um, so that's why it's just like, I wish I could just be away from the toxic family members I'm around, like, because I feel like if I do try my own approach, whenever I do it, it's going to be picked at or criticized regardless. Um, and then it's just like, I get anxiety because if he does something simple, like knock something over or have an accident, then someone else yells at him and gets mad at him. And it's just like, I just get like a lot of anxiety, because now it's my responsibility or my position to say something if I feel like this shouldn't happen, or and I just don't want to be around people that I feel like I have to do that around. Especially, I can see if it's like maybe a distant friend, or like maybe my friend's parents or something. Then I feel like I should be more likely to step in. But I feel like, if I'm in my own family, we should all be on the same page for, his guardians, technically, the people that are around him the most. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just gives me like, I live in constant like anxiety, because I don't know, like, when I should step in, or like, it's like, and I know I'm his parent, so it's my place, it's my say so. But it's just like, I'm just not used to that. Like, I'm not used to having to constantly be on defense mode.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's not really a way to live, honestly.
Yeah. I get that. Um, well, I feel like the only way to kind of like break through maybe a little bit is maybe just to, mention it, and even if they do kind of like, you know, uh, criticize it, at least you would have gotten that off your chest,
Yeah.
and then that way it's not building up um,
Yeah.
over time. So just think about it. Um, so from here, we're gonna move into some hot topics, maybe. If you want to start with a couple,
Um, the only hot topics I really had down,
or just
um,
anything you have, you don't have to be hot.
oh, um, I did have like some general like discussion questions, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I will say this, like, I was watching this show, called Little Women Atlanta. It's like, it's a popular show. And it's like a whole like franchise, kind of like the Housewives or whatever, and it's about like little women who have
Stop.
dwarfism or whatever, um, and pretty much showcase their lives and like the struggles they go through. And I've been like binge watching it, and I noticed like there a lot of pretty much all of their relationships are very very bad. Specifically like in this episode, in this like series, all the women like what they have in common is like, because some little women they like other little people to date other little people, but then some little women they prefer to date an average sized person. And it's interesting, like you hear like a lot of the problems they go through, because I feel like a lot of the men they choose to date kind of fetishize them in a way, and they don't respect them at all. Like all of the relationships, they're very few are like good.
I'll be right back.
Um, they don't really treat them how they're supposed to be treated, or how anyone is supposed to be treated. So that's something I noticed. Um, and like one of the uh cast members on there, she was having a baby, and like whenever they have a kid, there's like a 50-50 chance that the kid could be an average child or a little person. And like she started crying when she found out that her baby was going to be a little person, because she doesn't want her kid to like go through the same things that she goes through, because she feels like her life is 10 times harder than a average person. um and then something else that came up was like they don't like little people. They don't like being called cute, which is understandable, because like people kind of treat them like a kid and puppies when they're like 42, and they're sitting there crouching down at them and patting their head and saying, "Oh, you're so cute." And like, how people look at babies and little kids. That's how people treat little people sometimes. So I was like, wow, that must suck. Um, uh, Something else I had saw. Let me scroll down to my list. I don't know why Google Docs acting up. But yeah. Um oh yeah, I wanted to ask you like who's your favorite like celebrity couples? Like a few. Like name like a few of them.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, my first one is gonna be Beyonce and Jay Z, just because. Okay, it's a lot of things. Um, where do I start? They've been together a really long time, so I respect the longevity of it. I feel like they are both on the same wavelength. And I feel that's important for couples, to have similar goals and
Yeah.
plans, how they keep their relationship private, even though they've had their um, run-ins with like scandal. I feel like they up before that they were very private about their relationship. Even after they were dating and people knew they were dating, they were like, oh, we're friends, da 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 da. They protect that and kept that private. I like that. I feel like if I was a celebrity I would do the same. um, I like that they are like black excellence. Jay-Z's black, she's black. Black love is a good representation. And even though they had their um, you know things they had to work through, they showed they used it to like create art and addressed it through their art. They still really
Right.
didn't say much, they just gave you material. um um and they're just like a power couple. They're
Hmm.
extremely successful. um they have a family now, they got kids. They appear to be they keep them out of the limelight as much as they can. I feel like they dress them appropriately. I feel
Hmm.
like they just kind of like to say that it's no like um to say like it's no book or blueprint on how to be famous or how to be a famous parent or how to be famous in a relationship, it seems like they kind of like mastered that almost.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's probably some more stuff about them, but that's just the first few things that come to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Aside from them, uh, wow, celebrity couple. I guess to kind of like get people in more recent celebrity. I really, I really will have to think about that. Let's see. Because I would just go to them. I like celebrity couples. Dang. At this point, I would have to talk about, and I know they're not. I know they're not technically a celebrity couple, but they're kind of like a TV couple. I guess this can kind of go into that category. I like the My Wife and Kids couple. Uh, Jay, I forgot what the man name is, but I feel like they were like classic. Like they were a version of the Cosby Show, kinda, but like updated and funny and like more modern, more realistic. Not that the Cosby weren't too realistic, but with this era and time, um, you know, I like them. Um, Celebrity couples. I don't know. That's a good question. I would say them and I don't know. Dang, that's a good question. But B and J are at the top of my list. And then I also like the couple from Blackish. I guess anything that represents like black unity in a positive light, like I'm rolling with them. These new like social media couples, not really my thing. They kind of like overshare a little bit. I don't like when people do that. Um, but yeah, so Beyonce and Jay Z for celebrity couples. I'm transforming that question into TV couples because um, I don't really like follow a lot of celebrity couples, like just outside of those two. Um, but then I think his name was Michael from My Wife and Kids, and Jay, I like them, and um, Blackish parents. So yeah, that'll be my top three couples that I like. Um, I guess that's it for my list. I'll think about it and see if there's anybody else, but just on the top of the head, that's it. Um, I feel like I should think of the worst couples ever, but I don't know. I really can't think of them either because you know, like how sometimes I was thinking about this the other day for some reason because I was watching Law and Order, and you know how Ice T was on Law and Order, and I just thought about how he they I guess when he first started dating Coco or whatever, and he started um saying, "Oh well, I don't date black girls because black girls have attitudes." Da 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 da. Like I hate when guys do that. Like just date whoever you're gonna date, and you ain't gotta say nothing about whoever.
Oh,
Just
black girls don't like you because your ponytail looks like mine.
um,
That's really what that is.
and this is bringing me into all my thoughts I had during the week. And you know how they was celebrating Dr. Dre and at the Super Bowl or whatever, and I get his contributions in music were like legendary or whatever, but then that makes me think about like how cancel culture is fake because they clearly have movies where they've documented like Dr. Dre was like knocking a girl head in, and y'all up here like woohoo championing this man. I'm like, they only pick and choose who they want to cancel because
I
Every
mean, we
time
have
I
to think
see him,
about
I think of that.
what is canceling? Like, are you not listening to their music? Are you not like what? How far does canceling go into? Because for me, it's just like I can still listen to artists' music, and but you won't catch me like supporting them outside of that.
And I
Like,
also guess Dr. Dre is probably too cemented in history to really do anything. It's not like he has new stuff coming out, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
So that's another thing. But that did make me think about that because also the man that it was the Joe Rogan man, like he said, I saw somewhere that he said like he laughs at cancel culture because he was in a white man. He was in headlines for saying the N word on his show, like just regularly, like he's black, and they was like trying to cancel him or whatever. And he was like, he's laughing at that because when that happened, he made $2 million additional because people were like looking into him that never looked in him before, and he was like, cancel culture is not a real thing. It only elevates you, but that depends on the person. That depends on what they did and what status that they are in entertainment.
yeah,
I feel like the only person that was really truly canceled was like Bill Cosby.
yeah, and R. Kelly.
Yeah, yeah.
But I say this all the time. Like, the only reason those two were canceled, I feel like it's because they were disposable. Like, no one was really listening to R. Kelly like that no more. It's not like Bill Cosby was prominent anymore. Like, he wasn't doing anything. So it's just like I feel like if those same things were accused of, I don't know, Lil Wayne or Drake, it would be harder for that, not necessarily for them to go to jail, but for people to actually cancel them.
Mm.
Because I feel like everyone listens to Drake's music. He's popping right now, one of the hottest rappers right now. But R. Kelly, I mean, he's like it's not his time anymore. So I feel like because it's not like people are constantly banging R. Kelly songs 24/7 anymore. So it's like I feel like the world can do without R. Kelly. Like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like people, because he isn't like as popular as he used to be, he can go. But I
Yeah.
feel like if it was another R&B singer or another rapper or something like that, then it would be a lot harder for people to do that. Or people wouldn't feel as shamed or as uncomfortable playing the music. Because now people say, oh, I don't want to play R. Kelly because I think about the stuff that he's done. But I feel like if it was Drake or Lil Wayne or Future or somebody like that who did something that R. Kelly did, people wouldn't really make that same comparison or feel that uncomfortable because they listen to that music more, they may favor that artist a little bit more, and that artist is more prominent. Um, so yeah, people would definitely pick and choose like when they want to cancel somebody because,
Mm-hmm.
and this is like you can't really like any celebrity too much because you never know what they're gonna be accused of next. But some of my favorite celebrity couples, Candy from Real Housewives and her husband Todd.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love them together. Like they're like seems like such a good couple because I watch Real Housewives and they seem like they really are very. They communicate very well. Like if Candy has an issue, even if they do disagree and it's drama, it's not like elevated. It's not like they're like gonna break up. It's like they're solid. Like even if, when they do have disagreements, and that's something I admire. When you can have a mixture of confrontation, but yet like good communication within that,
Mm-hmm.
and they're both very open with their sexuality and um like in tune with each other, and they're both like a brown skin couple or something I feel like is admirable. um and Tia Mari, I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name right, Tia Mori and her husband, I love them
Mm-hmm.
together and like their kids, and I love their story because she met him on the set of the game, or yeah, she met him on the set of the game. um Tia Mori met her husband on the set of the game, and he was like playing like a hookup or something when Melanie was like in her like little like when she I think when her and Derwin broke up or something. um
Sorry.
I thought you were telling me to stop. I was like, okay.
But since you said that, I did get a notice that says this thing is going to time out in like 20 seconds. Apparently, I don't have the upgraded version.
Oh,
Um, So, but no, I was doing it because my camera went like blurry, and
I
I
was
was
like,
trying to.
okay. I was like,
But I don't know what to do because I think it's gonna like literally cut off in 5 seconds. So give me a
okay.
sec. Let me let this stop, and then let me convert it, and we can finish. We'll make this like maybe a two-part series
Okay.
episode.